today is something that I do myself and I really think is a great thing to do. And that is it's right up here. Who can read this?
Welcome to Earth Friends.
That's right. Welcome to Earth Friends. Let's start with that. This room is called Earth Friends, and it's because we learn about food and we also learn how when we eat, we can also be taking care of the earth. And when we do that, and we do what's over here, can you read this one? That one's harder.
Eat.
That's a big word.
It's a big word.
It's a big word, right? It says eat seasonally. What's a season?
It's even like winter, spring, summer, fall, or autumn.
That's right. Right. So when we eat seasonally, we're eating what we have around here in all of the different seasons. And what season is it right now?
Spring.
It's spring, right? And are we pretty far into spring, or has spring kind of just started?
It's spring.
It's spring.
Oh my gosh.
Has it been warm for a long time or not so long? Not so long, right? It's been raining and it's been cold and we had so much snow all winter.
It's good because it's raining because it helps the plants.
That's true. It helps the plants to grow. And in the winter, what we end up having, do you think a lot of things can grow in the winter? No, right? So what we have is what's right over here. Can you read this? Roots. And so I tried to draw things, but I'm not so good at drawing. Can anybody guess? Well, how about this? Can anybody guess what that is?
That's a carrot.
That's a carrot, right?
Yeah.
And a carrot's a root. Now this one's harder. Can you guess what that is? What?
Onion.
Kind of like an onion. That is, I was thinking that it was a beet, which is also a root. And then the round one is really hard, but it starts with a P. It's a vegetable that starts with a P. P-O. Oh.
A circle.
Potato, right. So those are all roots. And since it's really just getting into the spring, if you're eating seasonally, it's still a great time to eat roots. And if you go to a farmer's market right now, they still have the roots. So I already, it might be what you smelled when you came in, I roasted some root vegetables because it takes them like over an hour to cook. So we would not have had time to do that, right? So those are all done and in the oven staying warm so we can have some roasted root vegetables. But it's coming into spring, right? And what does this look like? This is a really hard one.
That looks like lettuce.
It kind of looks like lettuce, right? It's leaves. And at this time of the year, it's a really, really special time of the year because right now, the farms are warming up enough that they can get to stuff that they had growing, sometimes in greenhouses, sometimes just covered over, and they're greens that basically grew just a little bit over the winter, and then once spring starts, they really start to grow. So they're called wintered over or overwintered. People say it both ways, greens or leaves. And so I have a whole bunch over there that we're going to look at in a second. And then we have some stems that are starting to grow, and I'm going to show you those. And seeds, that's like a little pod. And pretty soon, once it gets warm for a while, there's going to be something at the farmer's market called sugar snap peas. And they're only around for a few weeks at the farmer's market, and they're really good. And can anybody guess what this is?
Asparagus.
Asparagus, right. And those come out in the spring, and they're really good to have too. And then in the summer,
Fruits, leaves, flowers. It's summer.
right. Now can you guess what this is?
Corn.
Corn, right. So corn is something we have in the summer. How about this? You are so good.
Wow.
It must be, I don't know, because I know I can't draw that. This is broccoli, which is actually a flower of a plant. It's broccoli, right? And how about this one?
Cabbage.
That kind of could be cabbage. I was thinking that was a head of lettuce, and that's a leaf that grows in the summer. And then the fruit is kind of a little confusing, but anything that has seeds on the inside, even though we might think of it as a vegetable, seeds on the inside, it starts with a T, and it rhymes with potato. Tomato, right? So, and then there's peppers and cucumbers and all kinds of things in the summer. And then in the fall, we have, do you have any idea what this is? Oh, hi guys, come on in.
Are they cooking?
Yeah, come on in, we're cooking. We just got started. Much more, right? So, Hi.
Hi, Josh. How you doing?
Yeah, and you know what, these we want them to stand around, so that's why I didn't have chairs here. So, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna cook all of these leaves, okay? So let me show you guys what we're gonna do. Does anybody have any idea what these are?
Me.
What do you think?
My auntie buys them, but I don't know.
Okay, good. They do come in a whole bunch, right? So here's a whole bunch.
You're so smart.
So these are early onions. Sometimes people call them scallions, right? So they are onions that just started growing this spring, and so they were just picked, and I bought them at the farmer's market. And this one's trickier. Does anybody have any idea what these are? It kind of looks the same, right? Which ones are bigger?
That one.
These are bigger, right, and these are a little smaller. This is early garlic, so it's garlic that just started growing, and you can see that they actually picked the whole plant, right? Here's the roots down at the bottom here, and the stem, and then these are actually the leaves, and it's like mild garlic. So we have a lot of this garlic, so I'm gonna need some people that can chop this up. We have a lot of that, right? And then we have all these greens. So these are the ones that actually were growing in the ground just a little during the winter and are now ready. So anybody have any idea what these are? These are so cute.
Bok Choy.
What?
Bok Choy.
Bok choy, right? So it's kind of like cabbage, but these are bok choy, and you can eat the stems and everything. So when you cut these up, you can separate off all the pieces and then cut it all up. Okay? How about this one?
Daddy knows that.
I think these are mustard greens, and we have a whole bunch of these. And what we're going to do with these is just chop them all up, and we'll cook them separately, and we're going to cook them over here with some sesame oil and some of this garlic, okay? So it's going to be really, really good. And then we have two other ones.
Pam, you're not gonna wash them?
I washed them all already
Oh,
before you guys came. So this is, anybody have any idea?
Leaves.
They're more leaves, and this is broccoli rabe.
I can't see.
And this one, I forgot what it is. actually.
Kale?
It might be kind of kale, it might be like a Russian kale maybe.
Yeah.
So these are all of our leaves that we're going to cut up. And over here, can anybody guess what this picture's of?
Who?
I'm not so good at drawing, right? This is this room, okay? And so here's the door right here. And then the sinks are over here. And then these are the islands right here. So on this third island back here by the stove, there's going to be one group that's going to make the sun sauce that goes with the tofu, okay?
Yeah.
And it's sunflower sauce. On this middle island, we're going to turn on this stove, and that's where we're going to cook the greens. That's right. Over here in the corner, we're going to cook the tofu over here. And I'm going to need everybody to help doing this. And then here's where everything was. And then we're going to cut so right here, we're going to cut the tofu and the garlic and the onions. And then on this table, we're going to cut the greens. Now I'm going to show you guys, we have all of these cutting boards right here. Okay, so everybody can take a cutting board around here. And then we have some special knives for the kids to cut. I'm going to show them, they're right in here. They're these knives, okay, and they're big, but they're not so sharp. However, I just want to tell you that when you cut with these, have you guys ever watched a cooking show?
Yeah.
How do people chop in a cooking show? Right, they go like this, right? Really fast? So with these knives, that doesn't work, okay? With these knives, what you have to do is you have to saw. Okay, so everybody do this for me. So with these knives, you have to hold your food, and you're going to hold it like this so that your fingers aren't close to the knife. Okay, so hold it in. Sometimes we call this the bear claw. So everybody do this. Okay, you're going to hold your food like that, and you're going to saw with the knife, back and forth. Okay, and that's how you're going to be able to cut with these knives. All right. So now, what I want to do is have everybody who's going to want to cook is going to come over here and wash your hands. And we have 3 sinks over here to wash your hands. Now let me tell you something really important. When you wash your hands to get ready to cook, you have to wash them for about 20 seconds. And that's like singing the ABCs slow, okay? Good, so you can wash them longer, at least 20 seconds. And I want you to wash this way and scrub to get in between. You wash them already? You're gonna wash them again, okay? Get in between your fingers, get on the tops, okay? All around, up on your wrist. So you wanna wash them really, really well. And then you're gonna dry them with a paper towel. And as you're cutting, there's going to be some times that you might need to wash your hands again. So what might want to have you wash your hands again? Good. So in between cutting different kinds of food, you might want to wash your hands. Why else might you want to wash your hands again? Okay, if you want to get the smell off, you might want to wash your hands again. How about if you sneeze or cough or scratch your face, if your face gets itchy or something, right? So if you do anything like that, yeah, like that, right? So,
or if you rub your eye.
or if you rub your eye. So, and I would recommend trying not to rub your eyes when you're cutting stuff, just because you might have the stuff from the food on there and it might get in your eye and it might hurt. So you want to try to have any time that you need to, just get up, tell a grown-up that's around you that, oh, I just need to wash my hands again, and you can get up and go wash your hands again, okay?
Some people that cook, they do it.
That's right. Some people that cook use gloves, and we're not going to use gloves today because we're going to use really clean hands, and I'm going to tell you why. I've cooked with kids with gloves sometimes, and then people put on gloves and they think, oh, well now I can do anything. And so I'll see them go and cough into the glove and then start cutting again because well, I have on gloves.
That's
and so
right, Pam.
it's sometimes I think when you just think you want to have really clean hands, it helps you to stay clean. So you're going to wash for at least 20 seconds. You're going to scrub all over, okay? And then dry your hands, and then you'll be ready to come and cook. All right? And then as people finish drying your hands, as you finish washing your hands, you can let me know where you want to go. We'll try to get the right number of people in each place, okay?
Really good cut you're doing.
I don't know. I think you can just take these.
Can I stuff them into that?
Yeah, you can put this.
Okay.
You want to chop them up?
Don't get a big knife like that.
This one's like slightly This is pretty small, because we're going to put that with the greens. And some of the tofu. And peel off any parts that don't look good. Anything looks like it needs to be rewashed, just rewash it. If you don't want to cut it, it's okay. It's a little wet and... No, this is tofu. So do you know what a quarter inch is? So you want to make it a wood fix.
Did you?
Let me know.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then you just put your fingers the same way. Hey, well, we're gonna dice it. So you're gonna measure your fingers. You gotta make sure you don't explode your fingers. And then that's already cut. So you can just put that over there. Yep. Now always go slow. Okay.
You want to help me with the sauce? Okay, we need, for the rice vinegar, we need 3. So let's count to 3. Okay, good. Yeah, be careful. It's slightly different way, but you know. Greens went down, we might move all the greens over to one and do the garlic.
Not yet. We're gonna wait on that. We're gonna split these two.
Yeah, they came out. They're finishing up on the other side, but I'll tell her to.
Careful, we'll burn yourself.
It's either I think it's either my cat or
Not until I have
I know.
Careful.
Heather, is Carrie here?
Yeah, they're upstairs. They're gonna come down. What's that? They were in it's sunflower seeds around. Yes. It's like peanut butter. They didn't eat lost.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Everybody knew.
Sit, squeeze it, and then mix it up so it gets